This video will expose to you the real times that we're living in, and it will also show you the deeper meaning behind Prince and his death, because what you're about to see is that this is just not any old Illuminati sacrifice. This goes much deeper than just that, and you're about to see exactly what I'm talking about. Now, it was said that Prince had died on an elevator. You're going to see why that's so important. But not only that, he died when he was 57 years old, around the same time as the Queen's 90th birthday, on the third day of the Arch of Triumph. Very interesting, and we're going to go over that and more later on, but you're going to see exactly just what time it is, and you're going to see how this is not only an Illuminati sacrifice to get ready for a new prince, but it's also to give birth to the new world order and more to come. What you're also about to see is some of the cryptic messaging and the cryptic Illuminati symbolism that is in all of this and that is embedded in all of this. But what you're about to also see is that Prince has already foreshadowed his death 30 years ahead of time. And if you don't believe me, you're about to see exactly what I'm talking about. Now I'm here at Metro Lyrics, and it talks about the song Let's Go Crazy from Prince's album Purple Rain, released back in 1984. And what you're going to see in this song is that Prince just so happens to talk about elevators and death and loss 30 years ahead of time, because this song came out in 1984. And it says, I'm not going to read all of the lyrics, but I'll leave the link below so you can read it on your own time. But it says, "Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to get through this thing called life. Electric word life, it means forever, and that's a mighty long time. But I'm here to tell you there's something else, the afterworld. A world of never-ending happiness. You can always see the sun, day or night." Now, why would he mention that? And then he goes on to say, because in this life, things are much harder than in the afterworld. In this life, you're on your own. And if the elevator tries to bring you down, go crazy, punch a higher floor. Elevator tries to bring you down, like bring you down to the underworld, to the afterworld, where the beast is. Let's keep going. And it goes on to say, are we going to let the elevator bring us down? Oh no, let's go crazy. Let's get nuts. But it goes on to say, you better live now before the Grim Reaper come knocking on your door. Let me repeat that. You better live now before the Grim Reaper come knocking on your door. And then it even says, maybe it's because we're all gonna die. But didn't Prince just die? I'm telling you, this is so symbolic. Tell me, are we gonna let the elevator bring us down? Oh no, let's go. And it says, look for the purple banana till they put us in the truck. Let's go. Then it also says, are we gonna let the elevator bring us down? Isn't that how they said that Prince died, in an elevator? Very interesting. I'm telling you. And then at the very end, it says what? He's coming, take me away. Well, they did take Prince away just a week ago. So what is the he's coming talking about? Who is that talking about? You're about to see who that is in just a second. Telling you folks, there is so much symbolic messaging in here, and it takes a whole lot to decode what is really talking about. Now, I'm back here at Metro Lyrics, and it says, sometimes it snows in April. This is one of the lyrics to Prince's song back in Parade in 1986, and it would be around the same time that this was released 30 years ago, 30 years old. Why is that so important? You're about to see in just a second. But as you can see, the very first word, it says Tracy died soon after a long-fought civil war, and that Tracy is talking about Christopher Tracy. You're going to see exactly the bigger symbolism behind that. But it says, just after I'd wipe away his last tear, I guess he's better off than what he was before. But it also says, sometimes it snows in April. Sometimes I feel so bad. Sometimes I wish life was never ending. Snows in April. Isn't that the same month that Prince died? Very interesting. Oh, but the song gets more cryptic than that. It says, springtime was always my favorite time of year, a time for lovers holding hands in the rain. Now springtime only reminds me of Tracy's tears. Always cry for love, never cry for pain. He used to say so strong, unafraid to die, unafraid of the death that left me hypnotized. Why is he mentioning death? Why is he mentioning April? And why is he mentioning Tracy? And like I said, keep Tracy in your mind because you're going to see something even more symbolic behind all this. But it goes on to say, sometimes it snows in April, sometimes I feel bad. I often dream of heaven and I know that Tracy's there. I know that he has found another friend. Maybe he's found the answer to all the April snow. So we keep seeing the parallels between snow and rain, rain and snow in April, the same month that Prince just so happened to pass away. Very suspicious, but like I said, keep Tracy in mind because you're going to see how Tracy fits into all this in just a second. Now here I am at Wikipedia, and as you can see, it says Under the Cherry Moon. Now this was a film that Prince not only directed, but he also starred in. And guess what day the film came out? On July 4th, 1986. Exactly 30 years before the new Independence Day is supposed to come out, when that movie features a whole lot of destruction of America and the rising of a new world in the movie. Is that what they're getting ready for? Not only that, but Prince stars as who? Christopher Tracy. And it talks about his partner. But not only that, look at the title, Under the Cherry Moon. Cherry Moon, what does that remind you of? Oh yeah, the blood moons. Is it all making sense now? The blood moons that occurred last year, and now we're here in the new season of April. Sometimes it snows in April, the same month that Prince just so happened to die, and it talked about one of his songs being trapped in an elevator. I hope you're seeing the bigger agenda behind all this, and not to mention that the album Parade and the song Sometimes It Snows in April was the last song that was on that album, and it was the song that came out just before his other album, which was Signs of the Times, his 9th album in 1987. Signs of the Times? Oh, very interesting. And like I said, the song Sometimes It Snows in April is what? 30 years old on the birthday. 30 years old. Why are birthdays so important? You're about to see in just a second. I'm telling you, they are about to birth something brand new, and you're about to see exactly what I mean. But here I am showing you what happened last week with the Arch of Bale, aka the Arch of Triumph, the replica that went up in Trafalgar Square in London. Now, why is this so important and symbolic? It went up on April 19th of all days, and it stayed up for 3 days. And as you can see, it has a gateway, an archway, a doorway, a portal is what it looks like. Not only that, but it was placed in London of all places. A very symbolic place to be placed. And on the third day that it was placed there, and on its last day, Prince just so happened to pass away on the Queen's 90th birthday. Let me repeat that. The Queen's 90th birthday. Not only that, but it was also what? The UN had a climate deal on the next day on Mother Earth Day. And Mother Earth Day becomes so important, and you're going to see why. You're going to see how not only is this a big sacrifice for the Illuminati, but it is also the beginning of the Satanic Kingdom. It is the beginning of the beast. It is getting rid of the old and replacing the old with the new. Getting rid of the prince and replacing it with the real prince according to the Illuminati, which is who? The beast, Apollo. I hope you are seeing that real quick, fast, and in a hurry. It is the beginning of the end. Now later on, I'm going to be taking you to all the symbolisms that have to do with purple and why the color purple is so important in all of this and how that represents darkness and how that represents the transition to darkness, the awakening of the beast, because that's the bigger agenda. But I'm here at Commercial Observer and I'm here at the Empire State of Mind. Now you may be wondering, why am I even here? Why am I even focusing on the Empire State Building? Now there have been rumors that they lit the Empire State Building purple. Now they probably did not, but in this article they did. But the Empire State Building opened 85 years ago this week. So it is what? The Empire State Building's 85th birthday. I hope you are paying attention to that. And it goes on to say, this week it will be 85 years since President Herbert Hoover pushed the button in Washington, D.C. that symbolically turned the lights of the Empire State Building on for the first time, turning on lights, birthdays. Not only that, but what's very interesting about the Empire State of Mind, oh, I know they put an image of Cali on the Empire State Building on August 10th, 2015, almost 8 months ago. Wow, very interesting and suspicious indeed. I'm telling you, this goes much deeper and darker than you think. So why would they even bring this to our attention and bring this to our mind at such a time as this? Could it relate to what? The bigger destruction. Who is Cali? Cali is what? The goddess of destruction. I'm telling you, that's what they're getting ready for. And you can also say that relates to Shiva and what? The god of destruction, the Hindu god of destruction, Apollo, the awakening of the beast, the awakening of Apollo, the awakening of the demonic satanic kingdom, the awakening of the new world order, out with the old prince, in with the new prince, who is the fraudulent fake prince, who is not the Prince of Peace. That is exactly what that's talking about. That is exactly what they're getting ready for. These are the building blocks of destruction, and that is what that arch represented for the 3 days. The building blocks of destruction, the beast finally coming onto the scene, the fraudulent prince coming onto the scene, known as the beast, after they got rid of the prince. I hope you're seeing the bigger agenda behind all this, and I hope you're seeing that the Illuminati and the New World Order are even at the door. Speaking of birthdays, though, let's not forget that. So we saw it was the Queen's 90th birthday, and around this time, the Empire State Building's 85th birthday, the Prince's album Parade just would have turned around 30, right before Signs of the Times came out, when that's about to approach 30. But I've done this in my previous videos that in a couple of days from now, the Church of Satan will be celebrating its 50th birthday, not to mention the Illuminati itself will be celebrating its 240th birthday on May 1st, and that's only a couple of days from now. I'm telling you, there's so many signs of the times, and even Fox News is even telling you that. Not only that, but we're seeing all these birthdays around here. We're seeing all these birthdays and all the cryptic messaging that goes with the Empire State Building and Cali and the Queen's 90th birthday and the Mother Earth Day and the UN agenda and the blood sacrifice of Prince to replace the old Prince with the new prince that they're about to bring in, courtesy the Arch of Baal, and that symbolism that goes with it too. Why all these birthdays at such a time as this? Not only that, but I've talked about this in many other of my videos about why this year is so important for the Illuminati, because it's not only the 240th birthday, but that means that the Illuminati would have been in power, or it would have been in establishment for 239 years completely. 239, 923. I hope you are seeing this, and I hope you're seeing exactly what time it really is, because things are only going to get worse. I'm not setting any dates. I'm just letting you know the signs of the times, just like Fox News. But it goes on to say everything that went purple for Prince. Underneath the purple rain, that's where we stood yesterday as the news that musician Prince Rogers Nelson died at just 57 years old. And NASA, of course, they came out with the Purple Nebula. You can believe it's real if you want to. But here in Niagara Falls, they also came out with Purple with Niagara Falls. Very interesting. And notice how they mentioned falls. Okay, Cheerios, Purple. We see other tributes, the Melbourne Arts Center. They spark the glow of purple there. We see purple lights in the stadium with the Minnesota Twins. Everything is purple, not to mention bridges going purple too. Now, in the occult, whether you know this or not, purple represents mourning. It represents the mourning or the death of something. But remember, with the elite, the death also, remember, Phoenix rising out of the ashes. That is exactly what they're getting ready for. So they're mourning this prince right here, but they're getting ready for their prince, who's going to be Satan himself coming onto the scene. That is what they're getting ready for. A Nimrod figure, just as mentioned in the X-Men Apocalypse movie. And I hope you're seeing it for what it is. The New Yorker, of course, has purple rain. And of course, what purple rain can also be purple rain REIGN, or the reign of the new prince. Who's the new prince? The prince of the new world order. Oh, and I hope you are seeing this big time. But of course, Snapchat, they also have purple rain. Of course, Spotify, they have sometimes it snows in April because it just so happens to be April. And of course, Google, they had purple rain as well. And they even featured a woman on Google today wearing purple. No surprise there. And of course, they have purple all over with the Prince Street station in New York. Very interesting. And of course, they have from his song that talks about it too, from Let's Go Crazy. We see the tributes being made, Hamilton. And how did they pay a special tribute to him? With what song? Let's Go Crazy. What we just talked about, the song that just so happened to foreshadow his death 32 years ahead of time. And it keeps going. And even 3M, they took part of it. All these companies took part, and even Pornhub and Pixar. Very interesting. And even the stadium in New Orleans, the New Orleans Superdome. I hope you're seeing, why do you think there's all this purple all over the place? Do you think, why didn't they do this with Whitney Houston? Why didn't they do this with Michael Jackson? Yeah, right. Why didn't they do this with any of them? Because what is this really representing and showing you? It's getting you ready for the new prince, the new world prince, the new world order. I'm telling you folks, this is so symbolic beyond belief. It goes beyond what you just think it does. I'm telling you, this is not just a, oh, Prince was sacrificed to the Illuminati. Oh, he was sacrificed for the Illuminati. No, they had to get rid of him to bring in their new world prince, to the beginning blocks and stages of the new world order. Remember, all these birthdays happening around the same time. It should not surprise you. And of course, they have one from the Orlando Eye. The Eye, wow, the Eye of Horus. Not only that, but that can also represent CERN. Where is CERN? Oh yeah, CERN just so happens to have a Shiva statue right outside of it. I just talked about the Shiva statue that relates to Cali, that relates to the Empire State Building on its 85th birthday. I hope you're seeing how all of this relates and connects to one another, because it all relates. It's all symbolic, and I hope you are seeing that. And of course, this is what they tell us, the Empire State Building. Notice how I just talked about that literally, and it goes on from there. But I just hope you're seeing the bigger agenda, and I hope you're seeing this is not just some Illuminati sacrifice. No, this goes much deeper than you think. They, as in the Illuminati and the elite, are preparing for destruction. They are preparing for the beginning signs. And just like the song says in Let's Go Crazy, he's coming, he's coming. Who do you think that he is after the prince just left, just like he said he would in his song? Who do you think that's talking about? So then it should not surprise us then in the world of entertainment when we see Beyonce honoring Prince with the Purple Rain sing-along. And you're going to see even more and more of the cryptic symbolism. But it says at Beyonce's Formation World Tour kickoff show in Miami Wednesday night, she remembered Prince with a tribute fit for a and it says at Beyonce's What Formation World Tour, just like the formation of the New World Order with the Arch of Baal and all these birthdays going on and the sacrifice of Prince to get ready for the new prince of the New World Order. Is that what they're getting ready for? Is that the formation? I hope you're seeing that, because I'm telling you, there is a bigger agenda behind all this. They don't just push this stuff just to be pushing it for no other reason. There is a bigger, more nefarious agenda, and that agenda is what? Formation into the new world order. The stage is set. Remember, the world is a stage. And last but not least, in the world of entertainment, we see Jennifer Hudson and the cast of The Color Purple, who also pay an emotional tribute to Prince. In the cast, they sang Purple Rain, and the cast of Hamilton did a version of Let's Go Crazy, the same song that foreshadowed Prince's death on the elevator. And at the very end of it said, he's coming, who's coming? The birthing of a new world order. Let's recap and review. The Queen's 90th birthday, the same day that Prince just so happens happens to die on Mother Earth Day, the Empire State Building in its 85th birthday, with the Cali scene on it back in August, the Church of Satan's 50th birthday, and the Illuminati's 240th birthday, all in the same period. What are they getting ready for? The New World Order. Please seek Yahuwah and his true son Yahusha, because as you can see, time is running out, and I hope you're seeing the bigger agenda for what it really is and just what time it really is. This is Truth Unveiled. Shalom.